Hi Talk Angels, and thank you for tuning into another episode of Talk the Talk. I'm your host, Bechin, and I have the pleasure of introducing Trinisha Govender, the CEO of TCTS Autobody. So Trinisha exemplifies resilience and dependability, having earned trust and maintained excellence within her field. Although TCTS has existed for more than 10 years, Trinisha has infused the company with fresh energy and a sense of ownership since she took the helm in April of the previous year. In my experience, Trinisha is an ambitious person who seldom accepts rejection. She frequently travels from one city to another to connect with others and broaden her perspectives. I've had the honor of working alongside her last year at the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, and she is among the most fearless and composed women I've ever encountered. So let's extend a hearty welcome to Trinisha Govender, the dynamic new leader of TCTS. Hello Trinisha.
Hi Dish.
Thank you so much for joining us in studio today.
And thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome, but I also have to say thank you for last year.
Oh.
You did a fantastic job at the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, and you really stood out in terms of empowering us as a platform. So that means a lot to us, and it takes a lot of grit to deal with me. So I really appreciate it.
You're most welcome. I had a magnificent time, and it honestly was great working with you. So much of exposure, and I really enjoyed it.
So do you have the grit for this year as well? We are going to make it public today. Do you have the grit TCTS for this year?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, I'm very happy. Thank you. Absolutely amazing. So, Trinisha, let's first introduce you. I have done an introduction. I hope I did a good job of that. And thank you. I was waiting for that validation. So, Trinisha, how did your journey in the automotive industry begin?
The automotive industry has always been a passion, starting from a young age, and when I met my husband, he enjoyed cars, he enjoyed styling cars and playing around with that sort of thing, boys and toys, how the saying goes. So he encouraged me. We had a lot of conversations about cars, and he would tell me, about the older cars and this car versus that car and which car is faster, and that sort of conversation. So I encouraged the conversations because I also wanted to communicate with him. So I started learning a lot more about and it was very interesting.
So you didn't lie about it. You genuinely was interested. I
was interested in it, going for these car shows and looking at all the stylish cars and the rims and the way it's dropped and that sort of thing. It was very interesting in that sense, but it got a lot more serious about 3 years ago when we went into a partnership in business and also automotive panel shop. And later on we decided to branch off on our own. So my husband then bought his own business, which is a different sort of they do different work. They sort of customize cars. And later on, the opportunity came about with TCTS. Now, TCTS is my pride and joy, because when I saw TCTS and that opportunity knocked on our door, I knew that this was for me. I saw vision and I saw potential in the business, and my whole heart and soul now goes into TCTS Autobody. And we bought the business last year, or I bought the business last year, April.
Oh wow. And have you faced any challenges being female in the motoring industry?
There's challenges every day.
Wow. Gosh, okay.
guess there is challenges every day because, you know, men still obviously think they're dominant in the industry, and, you know, when they look at you as a woman in the motoring industry, they sort of have this doubt, like, does she know what she's doing?
Gosh, I'm just going to interrupt you there because it's a new season, it's a new year. I've been doing this for 15 years.
Yeah.
I really thought that the narrative would have improved, you know, by now.
Yeah.
Just a little bit at least. And I guess that's why we have to continue the conversation and keep the narrative open.
Yes, of course. So obviously you as a woman need to know what you're talking about. You need to empower yourself. You need to get involved. You need to speak to people. You need to network. You need to do your own research. And that's where it all comes in. So you can't really, when you walk into your workshop and they're talking about this jargon that's going on, you know, you gotta understand what they are speaking about and what they are saying, and then, you know, go and do your research.
So Trinisha, who's been your biggest inspiration?
In the motoring industry?
Personally and professionally?
I would say my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my dad. From a young age, my dad owned a few businesses, and it was also not just that he owned a few businesses. I felt like it was also in his blood that, you know, that's his mind always moved over to, you know, when he looked at something, he always looked at it in a perspective of business. And how can I change this or do this to create a business? But it's not just that, it's his personality. He's a very independent person, and he was, you know, he's late, so he was a very independent person and very strong, and no matter what life threw at him, he would still bounce back up. And no matter what situation he was in, he would still tell you that everything is okay. So, you know, at the later stage, my dad got very ill and then passed on. And during that stage when he was very ill, no matter how ill he was, and I would say, how are you doing today? He'd say he's fine. And that just told me that he is a strong person that pushes through no matter the situation, and that's what I get from him.
Trinisha, that's so special. Professionally, has there been anyone in the industry, and it's great if they can hear you right now, that have inspired you, a female that has inspired you?
Look, I have...
Me? Yes, I know.
Yes,
but not me.
I have been, during this short space of time, I have been networking with a lot of women. And I've come across such dynamic individuals, and the person that does stick out for me, I would say, is Marsha Mayaba, because I met her at my very first events, and she was very warm and welcoming. And from there, the networking began, and I started seeing her a lot more often, and I started speaking to her. And, you know, she's had her own journey in the motoring industry. But no matter what journey she's been through, she's always encouraged me. And I feel like that's what I can get from her. You know, even though I'm so-called new in the industry, she's never made me feel that way.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we have in common, because Marsha Mayaba, hi Marsh, was the foundation of whatever I do as well. And she is still a very strong connection to everything that we may do in the future, and lending her voice to, and you were there at the Motoring Women of the Year Awards. She continues to stand by our side. So that's amazing. We need women like her to pave the way for us. So let's jump to home life, because that really does influence and impact how powerful we are and how we can navigate work life. How do you do both? You are a mother of two very young kids, okay? Mine just matriculated. And
well done to
thank you. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I will take it. I received
well
that.
done to you as well.
I so received that, because I know it's a very difficult task, but how do you do it?
I think it's a time management. Time management is very important. You gotta sort of plan.
Yeah.
Planning is very important, and I think a support structure. It's very important to have a support structure when you're a mom who has a career with smaller kids, and you still have a marriage. You still have to be a wife. So I go to the gym. I try to relieve some stress, you know. But
I need to join you at the gym. I need to join you at the gym.
so just running on the treadmill, I don't know, you know, just
Thanks,
running on the
Trinisha. You really make it. You came here to set out to make me feel even worse than I feel right now, because I can't. Where do you mind the time?
That's the whole thing, time management. So, you know, the gym opens very early in the morning.
Okay.
So if it means...
So you part of the 5 a.m. club?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's why I try to slot it in, because, you know, in this coming home, it's seeing to the kids, getting them ready for school, and then me off to the office. And then the afternoon is another whole schedule altogether, because, you know, the kids need to do homework, and then it's dinner. And the business, actually, you know, business is always on your mind. That's just how it is, constantly. If I'm in the kitchen, I'm still looking at my phone, at my emails, and I just try to juggle it in that sense. You know, you get some days where you just, you know what, I just need to go and sleep now. You have those off days, but the most important thing is when you get up in the morning, you still keep pushing through.
Yes. Resilience.
Yes,
you
never ever give up.
Absolutely. And you don't look like you are having any issues in your life. The way you portray yourself and the way you present yourself to our community in automotive is absolutely sterling. You look like this is seamlessly done. So I am so grateful that
You don't see the behind the scenes. It's not always perfect, but you gotta do what you do.
Absolutely, Trinisha. So, is there anything that you'd like to add to this conversation? It's a very short, sweet conversation. I think we took whatever we needed to take in terms of the experience and to empower other young women. So, what would you like to share with them?
Look, I am very fortunate to be the owner of TCTS Autobody, being female-owned, being in the motor industry. I am very thankful for that, and my goal is to build myself personally and build my business, both of it together. So I'm very my mind is obviously set on that, and I'm very goal driven. And also with Morty, I would like to thank you guys for last year. It was my very first experience at the awards, and it's an experience that I won't forget. And I felt very welcomed. I felt it was a very warm environment, very positive environment, and I feel it's so important to have these events, especially like the awards, because women in the industry can come together and we can all connect because we all have the same goals, and it's also motivation to others, you know, to network, to reach out, to push through. So thank you to you for that.
You're welcome.
So yeah.
You're welcome. Well, it was, like I said earlier on, it was an absolute pleasure. It was an honor, and I'm so grateful that we are continuing this partnership, because together we can be stronger.
Absolutely.
So, Trinisha, we're going to play a little game. I am going to describe something for you, because my cameraman out there says that we need to be more fun this year. I think
that.
I'm outdated.
I like that.
Apparently, when it comes to interviewing and podcasts, I'm so outdated. I'm old, and that's fine. So I'm going to try. I really am going to try to make this more fun. So I'm going to describe something to you, and then you're going to try and guess what it is. And then in the meantime, you will think about what you're going. While you're trying to, you can multitask, right? So you can think about what you're going to describe to me, and then I will guess. So let me think about something then. Okay, so it is something that you use to freshen up.
Like soap. Perfume.
Okay, you close.
Perfume,
It's here in the office. If you can't see it, okay.
Air freshener in the air.
So it's an air freshener, but it's not there.
A perfume, no.
Yeah, you're very
Perfume.
close. You're very close. It's a new thing that women started using recently. Not really new, but it's not so potent in terms of the smell. I have it right literally in the studio, behind my desk, so you can't see it. But,
so it's not a perfume.
okay, so this one is made by Good Stuff. The brand is Good Stuff. Okay. So this is my
body.
Okay.
Like a body spray.
Okay, body.
Body spritz.
Okay, and it's very close.
Like a air spritz, body spritz.
Yeah, okay. Body mist.
A body spray.
Body mist. Body mist. Okay, your turn.
You definitely need to get me one of those.
I'm going to.
I'm so outdated.
Okay.
I don't have a body mist.
I'm literally not even advertising for this, but it's Good Stuff, and it's made by Good Stuff. Really good stuff.
Oh, that's great.
So, what do you want me to guess?
Okay. It's one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Goodness gracious, I am not that intelligent.
No, you are. You are that intelligent. One of the 7 wonders of the world. And I think it is near Las Vegas.
The Grand Canyon.
There we go.
I've been there.
That's why I asked you that question.
I've been there. You made it so easy for me.
I wanted to see if you were paying attention when you went there.
I was, and I'm also going to ask my cameraman to put that picture up because I was there. But
there we go. It resonates.
Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for everything.
It's an absolute pleasure, and thank you, Dish.
You're welcome. And thank you for joining us for this episode of Talk the Talk. May your journey be illuminated by the sun as you follow the path meant for you. We encourage you to like, comment, and share our content with your friends, family, and anyone who might appreciate Talk the Talk. So, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, which Trinisha and I were discussing a little bit earlier on, is in collaboration with MFC and Evo by Nedbank, along with Talk the Talk Studios, powered by Sariti Solutions, a non-profit organizations dedicated to highlighting and honoring the women of motoring South Africa. We are not just sharing narratives, we transforming lives. Together, we are empowering and uplifting the women in our industry. Please, we ask you to explore evoauto.africa for thousands of vehicles available from reputable MFC accredited dealerships. Our platforms includes vehicle maintenance, reviews and recommendations, and expert advice. Ladies, bear in mind that while change may be daunting, it is also a catalyst for growth. So I encourage you to concentrate on forging your new path and don't let fear hinder your progress. Just like Trinisha did. She had a dream and she chased that dream, and look where she is now. So, as Mandy Hale wisely said, change can be scary, but you know what's scarier? Allowing fear to stop you from growing, evolving, and progressing. And as always, please keep in mind that the question should never be who's going to let me. It should be who's going to stop me.